everybody, it's Tamika. I am here to share with you a super quick and easy tutorial by request of how I made the tiny little Tilda, Shabby Chic Tilda book. Super pretty, super cute. I love this paper. The tutorial was super easy, guys. So I just attached this tiny little ring at the end. I couldn't find this on the tutorial, so you'll see me digging around maybe. But it's going to be super easy. And they asked if, a couple people asked how I made the books, but one in particular said she was a super newbie, so she wanted me to go through it as if, you know, I was talking to someone who had never heard of scrapbooking. So hopefully it's not slow for some of you guys, and hopefully answers everyone's questions. This book is super easy and quick. So let me know if you try it. Thanks guys for watching. Like the video if you like it. Bye. Okay, let's go over the items that you'll need. This is going to be super quick and easy for you guys, so let's get started. You'll need some tape, whether it's wet or dry. I'm using ATG tape. You can use double-sided sticky tape, wet glue. Your choice if you want to wait for it to dry. Just need some adhesive, a bone folder, some scissors. You need some scrap paper for your book inside, whether you use dictionary paper, script paper, stamp paper, pattern paper. You just need to make a stack of 1 by 1 inch squares. So I'm using, for the tutorial, I'm using white paper. And then you'll need some pattern paper. You don't need this much, but this is a scrap piece of pattern paper from Tilda. And I wrap my book in how I want my end result to be. So I know some people wrap it in their base color, black, white, or whatever their base color is, and they cut out little 1 by 1 inch squares and put them on the front and back. You can do that. I wrap my entire book so I can save myself some time. A trimmer. I am using some broken jewelry, but you'll need some chain. I just leave it on this for ease, but this was broken. I bought it for 99 cents, but you'll need some chain, obviously, to hang your charm. You'll need your charm tidbits, so I just have some pearls and spacers, eye pin or a pin, and then a jump ring, and then of course the tools that you need to make charms if you want to hang a charm off of your book charm. And then whatever you're going to decorate the front with, you want to have that as well. And I'm also just going to put just a little pearl on it for that. You'll also need some chipboard. I am using, this is cereal box thickness, so this happens to come at the bottom of a paper thing that I bought, but that's really thin. And I like to use, I bought this mesh from the Dollar Tree, and it's a thicker material, and that's what I use to keep my book together. If you don't have this, this is not a necessity. You can use just a scrap sheet of paper, and I'll show you when we get to that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get your chipboard that you're going to use. Let's get this out the way here. Grab your chipboard, and you want to cut out however big you want your book to be. I'm doing mine exactly how you guys saw it in the video. I'm going to cut chipboard down to 1 inch. That's all we'll need from that. And then you'll need 2 pieces, 1 inch by 1 inch, and then another 1 inch by 1 inch square. And then you'll need the spine. The way that I determine my spine is how many pieces of pages I cut. So to cut the pages, remember you can use book pages, dictionary pages, or whatever. Cut your strips down to, using white strips, cut them down to 1 inch, and I do 2 at a time without harming my blade. I can do that, and this is just lightweight cardstock. Trim it down to 1 inch, and then trim it down to 1 inch by 1 inch square. And so you just continue to make these until you reach a pile of 1 by 1 inch squares of your desired thickness, and then collect them all together. However thick you want your book, and I've done a bunch of them already. So this is how thick this book is so far. It's about I'm gonna say, I don't know, 3/4, no it's not, it's almost a 1/2 inch, not quite, but I just like it. We'll do it that way. Okay, so that's how thick my spine is going to be, since I've already cut up this paper. This is a pretty thick book. So take my scrap sheet of paper, or I can do it on my mat. Take your piece of your if you're going to use this mesh stuff, nobody's going to see this, so this can be whatever color. This happens to be a white with glitter pieces, and it's good for holding, like I said, holding the book together. I'm going to try to zoom in. Okay, so get your hot glue. I forgot to mention that you need hot glue. Square your pieces up perfectly, as perfect as you can get it. That one's bent, so I'm going to take that out. Square them up as perfectly as you can get it. Pick a side, run hot glue along the border, and then while holding it still, put it on top of the gauze. You can use cheesecloth too. They sell that at the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to gunk up this side, spread it around with my glue gun here. Okay, holding it together. I'm going to put it on, mash it down and hold it on this gauze. And just give it, give it a good amount of time to adhere. Now, like I said in the beginning, if you don't have this, you can just put this on a piece of pattern paper because you're going to cut off the excess anyway. So, okay. It looks like that's stable. I'm going to just take this off my mat. Nothing on there. And it's all on here, book binding. So, I'm going to cut off the extra around the whole thing. Making a neat cut. And it's actually what they use to bind real books. So there we have it. I don't even know, you can't tell, but the book is bound. See? Super cute. Look how cute it looks. So with this gauze like this, you can even make, cute little just miniature decor, I guess. But anyway, really love it. Okay, so your book is done. The base of your book is done. Now we're going to cut our chipboard spine. Remember, we were measuring that. So all I do is lay it right on top and then cut it to match. So this is my spine piece. This is how big that is. Covers it perfectly. That's it. So now you have, bring your chipboard out. You have 2 pieces of chipboard and your tiny piece of spine. So get your pattern paper out that you're going to use. And I'm just going to cut. You only need 2 inches. Let me make sure I got the right space here. Cut it at 2 inches. Because you're going to fold it over that 1-inch book. If you're uncomfortable with this, working in a small space, you can cut a little bit wider if you need to, but 2 inches wide should be fine. Okay. Then you want to take your chipboard piece and apply tape all on the back and line it up. Get your spine, apply tape, and space it right next to it. I'm giving it like a 1/16 of an inch gap. Make sure it's lined up right. A 1/16 of an inch gap, and then your last piece of chipboard base right next to that with the same gap. Okay, that's what you should have. Now I'm going to cut off the extra, just a little bit, and we're going to fold over the edges. Get your bone folder. I'm just going to fold over the edges right where the chipboard lines up. Just give it a good crease. Okay, and I have too much on the end. I don't need that much. Makes for a bulky book when you have too much. Okay, so now you have here, and where the score lines intersect, there should be a 4-way crosswalk at the end of each corner. You just want to cut right above that. See? Right where they meet, where you scored it at, you cut right above it. Okay, I'm just evening out my space so it doesn't make it so bulky. I mean, the space is on the outside of around the chipboard. So this is what I have so far. Okay, so now all I'm going to do, make sure all that folds over really nicely, and it does, because we're going to cover that with pattern paper. Make sure you fold over where every crease meets. So I'm in between the spine where I'm going to roll it at. Just be gentle, because it will, you know, crack. So we want to fold, add some adhesive. You can do this with hot glue if you feel comfortable. Oh, I don't know why I just do my ends first. Tuck your ends in. Make that a good scoring. Okay, let's get my flaps going. Here. Can you guys see me okay? Okay. And this side. It's a tiny little book. Super cute. So, this is what you should have so far. Fold over really gently. Look at this stinking cute book. I love it. Alright, so take out that scrap sheet of paper, and whatever side you're going to use, I think I'll probably just use this blue side. Cut off a little sliver. If you don't feel comfortable, I'm just using this door line as a guide. Actually, if you don't feel comfortable, use your paper trimmer. You just need a little sliver, because this is going to be your closure piece. So I'm just going to rub that in so it makes it a nice little bend. You know, it's easier to bend. Okay. Add some hot glue to one end, just a little bit, and layer it on the inside here, just like so. That's your closure. Okay, and then measure how big you want your closure to be. That fits cute. Oh my gosh, it's super cute. So I'm going to have it go in just a little bit. Just cut off a little bit extra, because you're going to put it in between. You're going to put it in there, just like so. But don't do it yet. So we got this little flap left. That's your closure piece. Nobody's going to see that end. Okay, so now I have a little extra left over. Cut a strip to fit on the inside to measure exactly. This is 1 inch. I'm going to make it a tiny bit smaller than 1 inch. I actually will use this leftover blue piece of paper here. I'm making an 1/8 of an inch smaller than the book. So an 1/8 of an inch on the inside there, and then I just fold over where I want it to stop right there, kind of, and then I cut it. Let's see, match it up. Nobody's gonna see the inside of this, but I'm gonna cut up a little bit more. But you may see it if, you know, people are examining your work. You may see it on the inside. So it's better safe than sorry. Okay, so I'm going to cover this in adhesive, this part, and then before you adhere it all down, leave a little space so that you can put your closure piece in there. So I'll show you. I'm going to cover it with my adhesive. And I'm going to get it good so it can go into those folds easier. Okay. I'm going to lay it down right there. See, now it covers my band on that side. Give it a good crease. Follow the lines. Okay. Now we're at the point. Okay. Okay, apparently I'm crooked, so there we go. That's not adhered down yet. Try your best not to adhere that. So now we're at the point where we want to put the book in. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. I feel like I waste eyelets when I do it the other way, and I don't have that many tiny eyelets, but you can punch a little eyelet at the top on your spine and then get a jump ring and hang it. That's a little bulky for me. So all I do is take a little piece of my chain and I hot glue it in there, and then I hot glue my binding on. So I'm just going to take a little piece of this chain off. Okay. And all I'm going to do is add some, this will go quick, so I'm talking through you first. Find out where my spine is. It's right there. I'm going to put the chain probably about right here. Just a little bit down, not even halfway down, and then add hot glue to it. So hot glue is going to go there. Don't go past your middle insert because you don't want glue to seep out. So I'm just going to add my hot glue there. Press it in. And I have a low temp. Please don't try this if you have a super hot temp. So now my chain's in there. It's in there. It ain't going. Now I can add hot glue to my spine. Let my chain rest flat as possible. Now I can add hot glue to the spine and then put the spine in the book. So just like that. Hot glue is on my spine and I'm going to line it up the best way I can. Close the book around it just to hold it. And I always pinch it together like this so it'll stay nice and as tight as it possibly can. Okay, really easy. So there we go. Book's in there. If anything, any glue oozes out, just peel it off. So now, here comes a little tricky part. You got to stick your end of, where am I? Stick this end inside here. Like so, to hold the book. See, it's glued in there. Now remember, you already add adhesive on there. Just to be on the safe side, I just add like a little whizzle of glue on the top and then I close it. Even everything out. Close it and hold it. Close it and hold it. Sing a little doohickey song. La, da, da, da. Okay, then you're done. Closed and final. Super stinking perfectly cute. There's your little, you can make that as big or as small as you want, remember, your little closure piece. I love it. Okay, so we're going to I'm just going to quickly add some lace to this book. Let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to add a little bit. Wrap this around right there. So I'm going to add some hot glue to these little florets just to add some. You can add whatever you want. I've done these a few times. I've even cut out little tiny words from a pattern paper that had words in it, like those little, you know, sentiments they might have that's super tiny. I've even cut out that and then have added like a book that it reads. It's really cute. I mean, you can do some super cute things with it. So just to finish this off, I'm just going to add a pearl or something in the middle. We'll just add a pearl. I mean, I can change it later. So we have that. Now let's quickly make our charm. See, we're done with the book. That was super easy. So I'll quickly make this charm, and I am not a charm making person. I can do it to save my life, if that's what they say. So all I want to do is take my little pin, straight pin with the flat top, and I have my beads. I have a tiny pink pearl. I have a silver spacer, and then a white pearl. Okay. I give it like a little, so you have them on there. I give it like a, zoom in, a little finger width, just about that much. I cut right above that so I can have some room to roll this over. So I take these pliers, they're rolling pliers, and then I literally just roll it over like so. Oops, not on camera, sorry. Roll it over. Just get it together to make it into a loop. So, can you see? I made it into a loop. So I take my my jump ring. Tiny little thing. Tiny little jump ring. And open it up. I put it on my loop. And then I hang it off a piece of the chain. I loop it into a piece of the chain. And then I use this flat thing here. Yeah, love my jewelry terminology. And then I add that on there. Okay? And then at the very end, to clasp it, you could use several different things. In the one that I had, I used a, oh dear, what do you call those things? A binder clip. And I'm trying to find one, but you can use whatever you want to use to close that up. Okay, it's not a necessity right now. So anyway, that's what you get. Okay, so I put the charm on there. You want to get some kind of fish clasp or something at the end to hang it onto. I just added a jump ring and I put it on the end of a paper clip, a little binder clip, of which I obviously can't find right now. So that's it. See how stinking cute it is? Definitely super cute. So thanks guys for watching. Told you this will be easy. Hopefully you try it. Let me know what you think. Bye.